rise and join me in the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Join me in a moment of silent prayer. Thank you. All right, we will call this meeting to order. Are there any visitors' remarks concerning the agenda?
I am curious whether or not the demotion or the change for the full-time 911 operator to part-time has anything to do with the budget issues, since that was one of the ways that you guys were looking at possibly handling the budget issues, was reducing the number of 911 operators. Thank you.
All right. Any other visitors' remarks? Unfinished business. Consider approving the minutes of October 9th, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Consider awarding the sale of county property in Harrick Township to Jeff and Tara Fritzes of Wyalusing with a bid of $7,500.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, just a quick question for Michelle. Did we have many bids on that?
We had two.
We had 2 bids, and this was the highest.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you. New business. Consider approving Resolution 2025-26 supporting the designation of the Endless Mountains as a National Heritage Area.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Kane, if you want to just share a few thoughts on that.
Sure. So the Endless Mountains Heritage Region, I'm Kane Chamberlain, Director of the EMHR. We've been a state designated heritage area under the DCNR since 1998. And a couple of years ago, we decided we were going to attempt to become the 7th National Heritage Area in the state of Pennsylvania and the 63rd in the nation. We have been undergoing a feasibility study process for the last 2 years with Point Heritage Development Consulting, and we now have a draft study. You can find that on our website, emheritage.org, and provide comments to us through our email, which is listed on there. Any additions, corrections you think need to be made to the study, we're welcoming all feedback from the public. We've had 3 separate public meetings. Our most recent and final one was held a couple of weeks ago on October 8th during our annual meeting. And it's been a really cool process, but I think the consultants did a great job putting together a study that really encapsulates our region's history, dating back all the way to, 300 million years ago when the Susquehanna River was first formed. That is kind of the focal theme of the study. We at EMHR not only do historic preservation and outdoor recreation development in the 4 counties, we also manage the North Branch of the Susquehanna River Water Trail and administer the 444 Club, which is anyone who's paddled from Cooperstown, New York to Havre de Grace, Maryland at the Chesapeake. And it's been a really cool process. As I said, a lot of support. We have now letters of support from many of our heritage partners across the 4 counties, all of our state and state representatives and senators. We are working a lot with our federal legislators, as getting a National Heritage Area designation does take an act of Congress. So once the government reopens, we'll really be hitting that part hard. But we are expecting to have the draft study completed in November, and we'll have that final study ready before the end of the year. So we're taking public comments until November 10th. So if you haven't had a chance to look at it yet, please go on the website. It's also available, hard copies are available at your County Historical Society and the County Planning Office, as well as EMHR's new office in Wyalusing on Main Street. And Northern Tier Regional Planning has a copy of it as well for anyone to view from the public. So just want to thank commissioners from all 4 counties, particularly Bradford County, for doing this today. We already have supporting resolution from Wyoming County, Bradford County today, obviously, and then we'll have Sullivan County next week and Susquehanna County the week after that. So glad to see everyone coming together on this. Really what a national designation does is brings obviously more awareness to your region, promotes more tourism, and we are also eligible for the federal funding through the National Park Service. So.
Which means a lot to this area. So really, it's a big deal, and thank you. And there's a lot of work that you all put into this. This is not just an easy.
Yeah, we had a 12-member advisory committee, equally representing 4 counties. A lot of our board members were willing to serve on that. Even some of our county commissioners, which we were really grateful for their support and efforts in this process as well. We had a lot of stakeholder interviews, which I know you were a part of. Had some subject matter experts take a look at the draft study as we were going along, and they were all in favor of the contents of the historic portion of the feasibility study. A lot of it also deals with governance and how we're going to manage the organization as a national heritage area, because it does take a lot of work to maintain the designation. But getting the NHA, we would still maintain our state designation as well, so we would be able to pull funding from both those resources.
Really great. Thank you. All right, consider approving resolution 2025-27 authorizing the submission of an application to the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development for funding through the Community Development Block Grant Program as authorized under the Housing and Community Development Act, and further certifying compliance with the requirements of said program.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Consider approving Resolution 2025-28, advertising the fair housing policy to implement programs that ensure equal opportunity in housing for the Community Development Block Grant Program.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Consider approving an agreement between Bradford County and Eagle View for GIS imagery and professional services for a 6-year term at a fee of $86,560 per year.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion?
I just want to clarify, since our planning department is here, this is who we currently use.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And so this is a continuation of a contract.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Consider rescinding the board approval of an agreement with Infrastructure Consulting and Engineering approved on September 25th, 2025, as the acquisition did not take place.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Just for clarity, that was the process of Larson Design was kicking or separating from their one service, so they now are providing the entire service again. So that's just.
Yeah, and it's just a housekeeping thing because we don't want to have authorization for a contract that we're never going to enter into because the company didn't take over that portion of business.
Correct.
So it's just housekeeping.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Consider approving the reappointment of Scott Williams to the Bradford County Redevelopment Authority effective October 25th, 2025 to October 24th, 2030.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
I just want to thank Scott for his service and willingness to continue to serve.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Consider approving a tentative agreement between Bradford County and Teamsters Local 118 for the Bradford County Correctional Officers effective January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2028.
So moved.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Consider approving the agreement between Bradford County Children and Youth Services and Community Options, Inc. for professional services effective July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2026 inclusive.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Consider approving the agreement between Bradford County Children and Youth Services and Southwood Psychiatric Hospital, LLC for professional services effective July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2026 inclusive.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Consider approving the agreement between Bradford County and Cornerstone Inc. for the maintenance of equipment at the Bradford County Correctional Facility.
So moved.
Motion to second. Any further discussion?
Just a question, with what maintenance or what are they maintaining?
Software stuff for central,
Oh, this is this is for is it the cameras?
yeah,
or-
cameras and all the computers and stuff they use.
All right.
We have a motion to second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Consider the hires and transfers from Christopher Shumway down through and including Stephen Ingham.
So moved.
We have a motion to second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Other business. An executive session was held on October 20th, 2025 from 11:27 a.m. to 11:41 a.m. with counsel to discuss the current litigation in case number 202-4IR-0087 or Friends of the Library versus Bradford County. And an executive session was held on October 21st, 2025 from 11:18 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. with counsel to discuss current litigation 2024-IR-0087 Friends of the Library versus Bradford County and the potential lease of property. And also an executive session was held on October 21st, 2025 from 11:15 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. with counsel for assessment appeal deliberations. All right, moving on, salary board. We have Matt Allen, our treasurer, as a member of the salary board. There is no unfinished business. New business, consider setting the grades and salaries from Arcadia Jane down through and including Stephen England.
Make that motion for the agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you.
Well,
Assessment board, there is no unfinished business. New business, consider approving the following for tax exemption, and that's Lewis Adams, and it is a renewal of the veterans exemption.
So moved.
second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you. All right, election board. There is no unfinished business. New business, consider authorizing the Director of Elections to appoint poll workers as needed effective October 30th, 2025 at county polling locations that have vacancies to serve on the election board for the 2025 municipal election held on Tuesday, November 4th, 2025, and yes, they do need poll workers. So anybody that knows anybody that would be willing to fill in, there are a number of polls that still need to have poll workers appointed. Consider authorizing the chief clerk to legally advertise the following.
To take them one at a time.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Well, the first one.
What's that? The first one.
It takes.
Have a motion second?
I make a motion for the first order under new business, consider authorizing the Director of Elections to appoint poll workers as written.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
I'm going to look up here and probably later in the meeting during my remarks try to identify which municipalities we need it for, but thank you.
All right. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Consider authorizing the chief clerk to legally advertise the following pursuant to the Pennsylvania Election Code, section 3031-.14. The Bradford County Board of Elections will conduct pre-election testing of the electronic tabulating equipment to ascertain the accuracy of the equipment for all votes cast for all offices in the November 4th, 2025 municipal election. Pre-election testing will take place in the election office, Bradford County Courthouse Annex, 6 Court Street, Suite 2, Towanda, on Tuesday, October 30th. Thursday, October 30th, 2025 at 2 p.m. The Bradford County Return Board will meet in the office of the Election Department of Bradford County Courthouse, Towanda, Pennsylvania at 7 a.m. on Tuesday, November 4th, 2025 and continue throughout the week as necessary for computing and canvassing returns of votes cast at the municipal election of October 4th, 2025. Bradford County Board of Elections will meet on Tuesday, November 6th at 1:30 p.m. in the office of the Commissioners' Conference Room to determine the eligibility of any provisional ballots cast on November 4th, 2025 municipal election and to discuss all matters brought before them. Voters who have applied for mail-in or absentee ballots and have not supplied a valid form of ID have until the 6th calendar day after the municipal election to provide their ID to the Bradford County Board of Elections. A notice will be sent to any affected voter via U.S. mail.
So moved with the understanding the second bullet point was the municipal election is November 4th, 2025.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Consider authorizing the chief clerk to legally advertise the polling locations and times for the general election on November 4th, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Consider authorizing the chief clerk to legally advertise the general election candidates and offices to be elected.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you. And finally, consider approving the election day schedule for November 4th, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you. All right, visitors' remarks. Walter Woods.
Before I get started on that, I just want to make sure with the Sunshine Act, you said executive session for the Friends of the Library and potential lease of property. Are they two separate executive sessions, or were they one executive session about the same item, effectively, as in potential lease of maybe the county library?
It would have been one session about two distinct matters.
Okay, so they're two distinct matters.
Mhm.
Okay,
Correct.
and that's related to the Sunshine Act. At the last prison board meeting, you guys willingly went along with a violation of the Sunshine Act, the state law with criminal, it's criminal to violate it. The DA had requested you to go along with this violation. You did openly and willingly. I don't know how we can, as citizens of this county, trust you if you know there's a law that says you have to do a specific thing and you look at it and you effectively laugh at it and say, nope, we don't have to do that. We don't care. Anybody that challenges us is wrong. We'll just do whatever we want to do. And I can understand it coming from McLinko and Miller, but Gates, you didn't even bother to speak up. You ran on transparency and doing better. You called them out for violations of the law when you were running. You're in here now and you're just doing whatever you want to do. And it's a real shame that you have decided to go down this path and that you don't seem to care, that you're willing to violate the Sunshine Act. You're willing to protect child abusers.
All right, thank you, Walter. Time's up.
I'm sorry, I didn't get 2 minutes.
You got 2 minutes.
No, I didn't, because I looked up and I saw that the clock was ticking when I said my Sunshine Act
Thank you.
violation.
James?
Another example.
What are the terms of that agreement with the Teamsters union?
I believe it's 6% for the first year and 2.5% for the preceding 2 years after that each.
Wait, can you say that again? It's a 2-year, it's a...
It's a 3-year contract, 3-year contract,
So the
6% for the first year
Okay,
and 2.5% for the preceding 2 years after that. Each year.
Okay, so those are the raises that
Yes.
they'll get.
Yep.
And is this for permanent? I'm sorry. Is this just for full-time corrections officers? or
Full-time and part-time both.
Okay. And are there any other changes to their current compared to their current contract, like say
No,
for
there
health
may be a
insurance or
few,
anything like
but-
that?
There may be a few, but not any major changes.
Okay. And why is it tentative? Is it still yet to be approved by the Teamsters union?
We are approving it now.
But why is it called tentative? Is it because until now it wasn't approved by the
It wasn't
the
approved by
commissioners?
us.
What?
It wasn't approved by us.
Right. So okay, that explains. And as far as the application that you're going to be presenting to the state for the 2025 community development block grants, that as far as your distribution of the funds and who would receive the funds and how much each organization would receive, is that identical? Is that distribution identical to what was presented at a public hearing, I don't know, like a week ago?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yep.
And that property in Harrick Township that you're selling to the fridges?
Yes.
Okay, that's just a vacant property?
It's a vacant parcel next to them, I believe, and it's less than a half an acre.
Okay, and is that what, I forget what road it's on.
I don't know, it's on the Harrick, is it on the Harrickville Road? I think
There's only so many roads.
Well, it's right there at the intersection, kind of.
Is this is the property in Harrick that we,
But it's right at the.
is that on Dole Road?
Yeah,
it is.
yes.
I believe.
What road?
Is it on Dole
Maybe
Road?
it's on.
Yes,
Dole.
it started with the D, so it's probably lower.
Okay. And
We can clarify that if you
Yeah.
need help.
And are you considering leasing the Bradford County Library? I think that actually you would.
No,
No, it's two
No.
separate issues.
no. Two entirely separate issues.
What property? Can you say what property would be leased?
So I think
No, it's in discussions.
What's that?
It's in discussion.
Right, that's true.
Yeah, we're not even there yet.
Okay. I think that's it. Yep. That's everything.
Kevin?
So my understanding is that Resolution 2528, you needed to have something like that in place in order to apply for the grant under the Community Development Block Grant Program.
Yeah.
How is this different from something that Bradford County had in place before, or was there just nothing like this in there?
No.
What you talked about?
Yeah.
So this is something that it's required by any state or federal grants. We did have a point of contact, and this is just that we have to yearly advertise it. So it was advertised a year ago with the previous grants administrator. And just because I'm new in the role, we have to publicly advertise that I am now a point of contact.
Okay.
So it's something that we have had in place since we started the CDBG program. It's just kind of like an update every year for our application.
The fair housing resolution?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. That's all.
All right. Motion to adjourn?
Not yet. I mean,
Okay.
we still have a state budget, right?
Well, no, we don't.
Look, we got this, we've had one small increase in taxes since 2004. No major tax increase. County's looking at having to borrow money like many counties in the state. It's a disaster. I'm sure Facebook is full of fun pictures and everything that our state elects are doing, but they should get down there and get a state budget passed, because it's going to start affecting food banks, or it already has, right? And federally, the SNAP program, I think, will come down to the state. I had a call of people concerned where it's going to start affecting people going hungry. I mean, this is
And right
serious
before
business.
Thanksgiving and
I
Christmas
mean,
too.
the state owes us, what, $6 million?
Over that, yeah.
It was
probably.
$6 million, got to borrow money, we've got a tough, this is not funny, and I'm really getting tired, because people are sending me pictures of different, state people handing out birthday cards and all the fun stuff. They should get their hind ends down there and get it passed. This is serious, it's just like in Washington, get it passed, because we're the people that deal with the local people, we're the people who deal with people that are hurting, food banks. I mean, how do you, it's not even funny anymore. It never was funny. But so I hope they get this done, because we're gonna, the damage has already been done to us. What is there? There's a program where they want to lend us money and charge us interest. There's something. I mean, what in the world? Look, fortunately, we have a healthy county, but you can't take, when you have a $10 million budget, or $10 million general fund budget, $10 million is what we control.
It only goes so far.
If you got $6 million is owed to you, do the math. Terrible. So, anyway, I just want to spout off, and I'm not happy. I know the commissioners, we talk to them all around the state, are mad. They don't hear from anybody. We don't know, exactly why what is the real reason for the impasse? When does they feel that it's going to be resolved? And people are already hurting, but just general economy, people are hurting. But I can't get over the food banks. They're just such a critical need.
Oh, we fronted, this is the second quarter, we had fronted money from the county to help the continuity of food banks to be able to provide food to the various.
Piggyback is getting dry, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I have something, Mr. Chairman.
All right.
I just want to piggyback off what Commissioner McLinko raised. So this is a press release that was put out by the Department of Human Services on October 20th, 2025, entitled, "Due to federal shutdown, November SNAP payments will not be made to nearly 2 million Pennsylvanians." So it stopped, I believe, as of October 16th. On November 1st, it'll really start to go into effect, because the payments that are paid forward for November. So you're already seeing, I think, there's bad about this. There's some silver linings that's come out of it. You've started to see some neighbors band together and try to do some small way to try to stem the tide that I think is only going to get worse before it gets better. But there's a confluence of what's going to happen here, because at the state level, the state in this, it says the state cannot backfill the SNAP payments. So my understanding is if the state were to fund this, they would not get reimbursement from the federal government. That's my understanding. So if the federal government impasse is what drives the inability to have SNAP payments, and this is happening at a time that those who are enrolled for insurance on the ACA, the marketplace, on January 1 are slated to see, if the subsidies are not renewed by Congress, subsidies for ACA health insurance benefits will cease as of January 1. And so if we look at just this congressional district that we are in, the Pennsylvania 9th, KFF, which is a health industry or health insurance nonpartisan entity, there's an estimate that for a 40-year-old making $31,000 in our district, if they're on the silver premium plan, it would be 165% increase. So it would be up $95 from $58 to $153 on a monthly basis for their health insurance premiums. For a 60-year-old couple making $82,000 in the district, it would go up $1,919 from $581 to $2,500. So there's this confluence of stressors that is happening in our community, and I think the wave will break or crest. I don't know what the metaphor is here, but it's going to hit. It's already hitting now, and it's going to hit, and it's a sad state of affairs. And I will just say that the state's inability to come together, the federal government's inability to come together, is now directly impacting you, and it's directly impacting your neighbors. And I go back to this local model. Look at the three of us. We may not agree on things, but at the end of the day, we have the people's work to do. And we have to come to some consensus. It may not be what any one of us particularly wants, but we have to come to a consensus on things. And if we can do it, I would hope that other entities could do it too. And that's I don't know. I would have more to say, but I don't want to beat a dead horse. So I'm sorry.
So just to I guess put icing on the cake, or however you want to say it, the reality of it is, I think last year 35 or 36 counties in the Commonwealth had raised taxes out of 67. In 2015, when we went through a similar lengthy budget impasse at the state level, a lot of counties had to go out and borrow money or dip into the reserves and spend the reserves, which they either lost interest by doing that or had to pay interest to borrow the money. They were not reimbursed for the interest that they either lost or had to pay to banks, which means the local taxpayers had to shoulder that increased cost just to simply borrow money to keep the counties going. And I say this, and then a lot of times people don't really pay attention, but if you pay attention to where we're at as a nation, we just tipped $38 trillion in debt. No entity can keep doing that for very long. But are we going to pay down the debt? 38 trillion and counting. The meter goes so fast, if you ever look at it, you can't watch the small numbers go by. They're a blur. That's real money.
Yeah, and Mr. Chairman, I think on that, I mean, anybody can take selective pieces of information, and anybody can twist things the way they want for their agenda. At the end of the day, the facts are the facts. And in this case, people are hurting. People are going to be hurt. And this is going to be something we all look back on, I think is a tough moment in our country's and our state's history.
So I want to be clear on my outrage as it stays about Congressman User has spoke to me. Does everybody understand what a clean resolution is? Continuing resolution. It means it's the same budget with no added spending. So they're taking what they're already working with and putting it forward cleanly to get there. And I don't understand how that is up for such debate. And we're almost at the end. We're going to be needing another one here shortly, right? So I do praise Congressman Muser. He has kept us very much abreast of what's going on. I didn't understand what a clean CR was. I just didn't. I think everybody should understand it, because it's just, I mean, we've got to get to a balanced budget in this country. I agree. But I do appreciate him explaining that to me, because I think most people don't understand what it is. It's just no added spending. And I don't see how we can argue about that. It's been passed through the House. There are a couple short, I mean, even our both state senators agree. Fetterman is supportive of a clean resolution. I'm just lost with how you can't get to that point. So at any rate, I guess we'll see, but I do appreciate Congressman Muser and I'm sure he's very approachable. If anybody doesn't understand it, I'm sure he'll meet, I'm sure he'll explain it. I'm glad he did to me because I did not understand it. I do now. But I do understand when we're owed $6 million and we're going to be borrowing money. And our department heads, his whole budget process has done an outstanding job of not expanding the budgets. That's the pencils and the paper clips and all the uncontrollables have gone insane. Health insurance, trying to keep, everybody wants more money, trying to keep our cost of living increase, and not have it eaten up by stuff with our employees. I think our department heads, our elected officials have done a terrific job in all the years I've been here. I've never seen it so the request be like either minimal or nothing. So it's just a tough time and they're not making it any easier. That's all.
And Mr. Chairman, just for the record, just for clarity's sake, so the understanding, I think the counter argument to a continuing resolution is that Commissioner McLinko explained what a continuing resolution is very well.
Clean.
The challenge is that if a prior budget or a prior spending plan was passed that involves cuts to ACA benefits, saying a continuing resolution does not solve the underlying challenge of a discontinuation of the ACA subsidies. And so that's why I believe there is some pushback to it. So not to get into a debate, but I just want for the record everyone to understand what the point of conflict is there. So
both our United States senators support put the clean resolution forward, both of them voted for it. I think that speaks volumes for Pennsylvania. So at any rate, yeah, we don't need to debate it here.
Understood then. Thank you, Commissioner McLinko.
All right, motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
We're adjourned. Thank you very much.